Okay, I think this is working. All right, what's going on YouTube? What's up, Raider Nation? I'm Bubba the Raider coming at you today. I know you can't see my face. I am going to try a screen recording. I've never done a video like this, and so I don't know if I'm being quiet. My little brothers are sleeping, and they've got online school in the morning, and my wife is trying to nap. She has to work tomorrow night, so I'm not going to talk too loud. We'll see how this goes, but I decided in lieu of everything, it's the draft talk is heating up, and I'm getting really excited. This year has been kind of a bummer in that I've gone through a whole lot of stuff that has kept football, and I feel like it's kind of been this way every year for the last couple of years, but it's kind of kept football on the back burner a little bit. So I haven't been able to scout like I love to do, or really follow it as super closely as I've loved to do. But I have a pretty good sense of a lot of things and what I'd like to see the Raiders do and people I really like. So I'm going to do a mock draft. Sorry, I got really bad allergies right now. I use the Draft Network. They have a pretty cool mock draft simulator. I'm going to pick the Raiders, greatest team ever. I'll use their board. I want to do, I'll do 7 rounds, but we only have 5 picks. We'll try this. We'll just try it normal. All right, so Joe Burrow 1, Chase Young, Jeff Okudah, Kayvon Chaisson, Tua Tagovailoa, C.J. Henderson, Isaiah Simmons, Tristan Wirfs, Derek Brown, Mekhi Becton, Andrew Thomas. All right, so we got the big 3, right here. Henry Ruggs, CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy. I was talking to a guy today about this. It reminds me of, if you remember back in 2015, I felt like there were 3 receivers that were pretty neck and neck with each other in Amari Cooper, Kevin White, and Devontae Parker. And I wasn't sure which one I wanted us to draft. In the end, I wanted it to be Amari, which turned out to be the right pick, I guess, and that's what we went with. The thing with that was I felt myself feeling like picking which one of these guys would end up being good. I didn't think they all 3 would be good, or even 2 of them. I thought one of them would be good in the NFL. I feel the same about this, except for picking which one will be the best, because I think that they're all going to be really good. Jerry Jeudy might be the best route runner I've ever seen. Henry Ruggs is a blazer, right? And when you play in a division where Tyreek Hill, the idea of imitating that or getting that dynamic element on your offense is really appealing. But I'm going to go with CeeDee Lamb. I think he is the guy. He reminds me a lot of DeAndre Hopkins. I think he's going to be the guy that stands up above the rest. Okay. Holy moly. Jerry Jeudy's still right there. There's no way that happens. I'm not even going to pick it because there's no way that happens. But I would, CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy, that would be absolutely disgusting. Let's look here at what's going on. We've got Patrick Queen. I think this is a spot for either a linebacker or a corner if we're drafting off of need. I do like Diggs. I've heard we really like Terrell. This is a tough one. I'm going to go with Christian Fulton, though. Yeah, I'm going to go with Fulton. He seems like the bigger ceiling possibility. His floor is pretty low, but he could be a big boom guy. So we're going to cruise right through here. That was crazy about having Jeudy still on the board. I should have taken him just for the sake of a mock draft, but I want it to be realistic. And I don't think that it's realistic that we could get both of those guys. So I'm watching some of these guys. Oh, there's KJ Hamler. He's one of the guys that if we don't end up going in the third, going with, I think we need another receiver with speed because we didn't end up taking Ruggs. And I think that that'll ring true in the third. I really think doubling up maybe on corners or DBs, doubling up on wide receivers, and at least taking one linebacker is something that we have to do. So there's a couple guys I really, really like in this area. Oh, there goes Troy Dye. I'm a big Oregon fan. He was my guy. Okay. I'm going to show you right now some of these guys I really like, and I might be reaching on some of them, but we'll see what's going on. So to start, let me look at who's available. Drake Fromm. It's an interesting one. I'm a big believer in Derek Carr, so I'm not going to go there. Okay, this is one of my guys. He's starting to pick up a little steam, but I really like this guy, Amik Robertson, cornerback from Louisiana Tech. He is short, which is true. He's like 5'10", I want to say, but he's fast. He's solid, and man, does he like to tackle. I love that. So, welcome to the squad. That's 2 corners we've taken. I am going to take let me look at something real quick. I think I am going to roll with yeah. They have him low ranked, and I think he'll go higher than that, but regardless, I'm going to go ahead and take one of these safeties they have at the top here. I think I'm going to roll. I haven't watched a ton of Jeremy Chinn, but I think Ashton Davis is pretty thin. I think he's set to be a free safety, and I think that Jeremy Chinn is more in the build of what we have with Jonathan Abrams. So a safety for the future, really solidify our secondary. That's what I'm going to go with. So I think our secondary is pretty good. This would be a spot where I'd like to look for a receiver at this point or a linebacker. So let's look at what they've got going on at linebackers. Logan Wilson, Evan Weaver, Joe Bacci Jr., Marcus Bailey, Shaq Quarterman. Man, 91, 103. I've heard good things about Logan Wilson. I haven't watched a ton of him. I mean, we're going off of need right here. I mean, this isn't necessarily playing the best player available. I mean, if we're going best player available, according to this, they have it as running back Antonio Gibson, which I think we could use another running back too. Jacob Eason's on the board. That guy's got a cannon. Pert, this guy right here, I think will go in the first round, but we are set at offensive line. I'm going to go ahead and take Logan Wilson here, linebacker. I think we need one more piece. I'd really like to see us grab Troy Dye right here, but I'll grab Logan Wilson. Benjamin, Brian Edwards, Van Jefferson. There's one guy who I'm going to really reach on. They're sleeping on this guy, and I think he can be really good. But because they're sleeping on him, I'm going to pick him in the 4th. I think that's a realistic spot, the 3rd or the 4th. I'm going to pick him right here if he's still on the board. I didn't see his name go off. So we're going to look. Ooh, Zach Moss is there. A.J. Dillon's there. We're going to take him here. And that, my friends, is wide receiver. They're really sleeping on him. Quez Watkins, Southern Miss. Second fastest 40 time at the combine. Blazing, I think he ran a 4.30, something like that. Second fastest 40 time, and he's 6'2", which is not tall, but like usually when you see those guys run those blazing times minus, DK Metcalf last year. They're 6 foot or under 6'1". This guy's 6'2", catches really good 50-50. I think he'd give us some solid speed on the outside and would really help give Derek Carr another weapon. So far we've taken 2 receivers, 2 corners, a linebacker, and a safety, all with the potential to start. The thing is, if we don't trade back, we're going to have to really hit. All of these guys are going to have to come in, contribute, and potentially start for us. Right? 7 picks in 5 rounds, and then we're done. Last pick 59, 159 right here. So, they're all going to have to be guys who can really contribute early and often if we want to make that leap. All right. I really love the idea of pairing A.J. Dillon with sorry, I'm just looking here at something. I really like the idea of pairing A.J. Dillon with Josh Jacobs. I think that would be a formidable duo, and I don't think there's any way he's here. But if it really fell, I'm trying to keep it realistic. If the board fell this way, I would have picked CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy, and we'd have been set at receiver position. That would have been absolutely insane. CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, Hunter Renfrow. But I really like CeeDee Lamb, Quez Watkins, Hunter Renfrow. Our offensive line's pretty solid. I like Derek Carr a lot. I'm a believer. And then a good running back committee. And I think this really would address our defensive needs too. Not only for right now, but for the future. We've got a safety that can come in and contribute play in the future as well. He might also be a guy who can move down into the linebacker position. That's a pretty popular thing. So that is, I didn't do trades in this, but that's what I've got right here. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I really do have a feeling we are going to trade down. This is a pretty cool site. If you use them, they're also an awesome podcast. You want to listen to them talk football, but it's a cool site. You can build your own big board. I did not do that this year. I wanted to do that, go through it, really solidify my beliefs on some of these guys, and I just have not had the time to devote to scouting like I like to. And I feel like that's been the thing the last few years, working full-time and more than full-time as a teacher, now especially with the quarantine and the remote learning and teaching kids online, figuring out what that looks like. And I also raised my 2 little brothers. So helping them through that process has just been, it's been a lot, and I haven't had a ton of time to devote to this. I kind of needed a break tonight, so I figured I'd come on up in here and do a mock draft. I feel pretty good about it. I would not be surprised to see us take an interior defensive lineman like Benito Jones just went right there. I've heard good things about him. Or a guard. But I feel like doubling up on receivers and corners would be helpful. So, let's see what we got here. My picks. CeeDee Lamb, Christian Fulton. I really would like... I go back and forth. I like Trayvon Diggs a lot too. But Christian Fulton, Amik Robertson, Jeremy Chin, Logan Wilson, Quez Watkins. I really like him. Go check him out if you haven't seen him. And A.J. Dillon. I think that's a pretty decent draft. A couple guys I probably reached on a little bit here. And they say here. I don't think so. I think Quez could be a third rounder. And I really do think, Robertson could be a third rounder too. But tell me what you guys think. Tell me what, if I missed anyone, if I'm sleeping on anyone that you really like. There's a couple guys, maybe we should have went linebacker earlier, taken Kenneth Murray, or Patrick Queen. But tell me what you guys think. Let me know who you want and who I should check out. I'll try and do another one of these before the
before the draft starts, and I can do it with some trades too, make it a little bit more interesting. So let me know. All right. Have a good night, Raider Nation, and just win, baby.